Well, Max, you said it. You talked about the wind, and it's not blowing super hard right now. Earlier, it was blowing all in my face. It's starting to now. So here's proof that the weather is not great. It feels about like 32 degrees. The wind is blowing at about 20 miles an hour, and it's not expected to let up. We've already seen some balls affected by the wind, and it's not going to stop, and my hair's not going to stop moving either. Malik, first question for you. How did it feel being back here playing at Assembly Hall?
It's super exciting just being there with my teammates. We're all getting comfortable. We had jitters in the first half. We picked it up in the second half, and we just got to work from there. We got a couple more games coming up soon.
It turned into a pretty big win for you guys. What can you take away from this game going into the next ones?
We got to get tougher, play better defense, and hold teams under 60. That's what we're trying to do this season, and we're going to keep doing that, and we just got to play hard on the defensive side.
You're one of the veterans on this team, even though you're just a sophomore. What does it say about, you have all these newcomers that come in and can produce like Khalil Ware and Gabe Cupps today. What does that say about this team?
It's great just to see all the new guys coming in and getting comfortable and having, getting that stuff under them. But, we just got to talk, be more of a talking team, and just show the new guys that's coming in what they need to do on the court, and we'll be fine.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Guys, back to you. See, when you said the Padres and Xander Bogaerts, I put my head in my hands because I have to go with the Red Sox because they lost Xander Bogaerts, and he's the cornerstone.
There is a Red Sox hat up there.
That is mine. I will say that. He's a cornerstone of the team. Losing him, you lose a shortstop who's the captain of the team, officially or unofficially, and a lot of the fans lost faith in the ownership because there's no direction for this team anymore going into this season. The three-point shooting is all over the place, and so that like you said, I think it's justified to definitely be skeptical. But he had a good game against Rutgers. He had another good game against Michigan, which we can get into now, because he, while not necessarily producing as much on the offensive end, because nobody did except for Trace Jackson-Davis and Jalen Hood-Schifino, which we can also touch on, but he was a very strong presence on defense, especially in those last 5 minutes, where it was Miller Kopp and Trey Galloway were the two that really came on strong against a very intense Michigan offense, very big team, to stop them from scoring at all and let Indiana get away with a very, very close win, which if it had been a loss would not have been a good one.
Put him wherever he can do best. If he can get going on the pitching mound, why not? Alex Lane stands in. The same swagger that JC has in the box is carried over to the mound. First pitch comes in for a called strike.
Going to the slider there. There we go.
Coming in around 79 miles an hour, according to TrackMan. Fouled back for strike number 2, and that had some speed on it, 92 miles an hour.
I mean, he's got a college-level fastball. Good velocity, good spin on it.
So the 0-2 to Lane. Inside for ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 3, got him. First strikeout of J.C. Cologne's Cape Cod Baseball League pitching career. And he knocks down Alex Lane for out number 2.
Not a whole lot of scoring going on for the Hoosiers right now. We haven't seen a lot of production from someone notable in Trey Galloway. He's been working on his shots over the summer, specifically working on having more game-like shots in practice and getting used to that environment, and also expanding his three-point game. Indiana lost a lot of their three-point production, and Galloway is the most productive three-point shooter currently on this team. He needs to step up in a big way. Obviously, that hasn't happened quite yet, but something we can expect maybe for the rest of this game, and something he's definitely going to be working on in the future for the rest of the season. Guys? Well, thanks, guys. And you're absolutely right. This is a very special game for both of these coaches. They've known each other for a very long time. They played here together at Indiana in the 90s. Coach Maisnoff was then an assistant coach under Todd Yeagley until he left for Ohio State in 2018. They're very, very close. Coach Maisnoff said at one point they could finish each other's sentences. Yeagley said that they're both approaching this game as a very business-like way. Yeagley said he's looking at Ohio State as kind of this faceless team to avoid getting caught up in any of the emotions that come with playing with such a close friend. Tonight is a big night for Will Koger. First of all, he gets to pitch here at Polar Park. Second of all, his dad was the one to throw out the first pitch here tonight. Now, Koger's making his final start for the Gatemen this year. He's been able to really showcase a lot of his talents for the Gatemen throughout the season as a starter, coming in as a long reliever in the middle of the season. And I talked to Ryan Smythe before the game, and he said that Koger's really been able to develop a lot of confidence. It's his second year with the Gatemen. He's been able to really get a lot more comfortable on the mound, get a little bit more relaxed, not take everything quite so seriously, which is, in the end, a very good thing for a pitcher to have. Guys, I'll send it back up to you now. We talk a lot about how the relationships formed out here in the Cape
Cape League are beneficial in the future, but we also have to think about how past relationships can help players come up here in the Cape League in the first place. Now, Jimmy Brennan and hitting coach Mike Mobbs have known each other since Brennan was in about 6th or 7th grade. They've been working on hitting together, both coming out of New Jersey. Jimmy Brennan told me that Mobbs was a big reason why he was even up here with the Gatemen in the first place. He said he reached out to Mobbs in the beginning of the summer, knowing that he wanted to play somewhere. Mobbs said he would put in a good word for him, and here we are. And Brennan, since his return to the Gatemen, has been hitting the cover off the ball, not currently in the game yet, but we should expect to see him get at least one at-bat later in the game today in his final appearance for the Gatemen.
With the hero of the match.
Oh, thanks, William. Carson, you had your 3rd goal of the season, 3rd goal of the month. What did it feel like seeing the ball in the back of the net?
It's always a great feeling, especially when the game's tied and it's an opportunity for us to win a game that we needed to win, so it just felt great.
What's it say about this team that you're able to rally back for a win, especially with 2 teammates getting injured previously in the match?
Yeah, this team's just resilient. No matter what happens, we're ready for it, and we're ready to keep fighting until we get the job done.
Well, now on a 3-game win streak, what's that do for momentum going forward?
Oh, it's big. We hadn't really gone on a win streak yet, and now we've won 3 in a row. It just allows us to keep going and be confident going in the next game.
Carson, congratulations. Thank
you.
Guys, back up to you. Very big situation for you. You came in as a pinch hitter with the bases loaded. What was going through your mind?
I got told that I was going on deck about 2 seconds before it happened, so I didn't get much preparation, but I just wanted to make contact with the baseball, and that's what happened.
What did you see in the pitch that you got?
I saw a fastball. It was up, and I hit it.
And how big is this win for the Gatemen overall? You've been with this team for so long, you know all about it.
It's huge. We were on a little losing streak there, but I hope this kickstarts our team, gets us rolling a little bit.
And how does this help you coming in a big spot and then pulling through, doing exactly what Coach Smythe needed you to do?
It's a great confidence booster. I was having trouble finding the barrel. It feels good to just come out here and get a hit, especially that big of a hit.
Right. Bobby, congratulations. Thank you so much.
I've always told myself if I can hoop, I can hoop. It doesn't matter what I'm wearing on my head.
That's the determined and motivated attitude Keandra Brown brings to every part of her life, whether it's on or off the basketball court. And the source of that attitude? Her religion.
I started wearing my hijab my sophomore year, so people will be like, oh yeah, she converted now. I was Muslim a whole year before that.
Now, over a year into wearing her hijab, Brown is even more in touch with herself and what she's capable of.
It was a really big turning point in my life because, like I said, growing up, I had really bad body image issues. Am I too fat? Am I too thin? Am I curvy enough? Do I have this looking okay? Does that looking okay? What clothes am I wearing? All of these things. So hijab was freeing for me from this societal beauty standards, from societal beauty standards. If hijab freed me from societal beauty standards, 110%.
And now that she's become more comfortable with herself, Brown is using her position as an athlete to help inspire others in Bloomington's Muslim community, specifically women and young girls. She started her own student organization at Indiana University and frequently speaks at the local mosque.
I love it. I love speaking my religion. I talk at the local mosque all the time. I give talks about what it's like to be an athlete. I encourage people, especially Muslim girls, to join sports and to be involved with it. I don't say you have to go and, be in the WNBA, but I'm saying, just go out and play. There's ways that you can still dress modestly and play basketball.
Brown perfectly represents the idea that Muslim women can play sports. And in a community where hijabi athletes are few and far between, she takes pride in the fact that she can be an inspiration for young girls, whether she's on the court at Assembly Hall or not.
I'm realizing that these little girls that come up to me in the mosque that are I want to be basketball just like you. They have a hijab on and they have a basketball and they're so excited because they're oh my gosh, look, I can be like Keandra, da da da. So having that, being able to inspire like that has changed my perspective on basketball to take it even more seriously than I had before, to saying, okay, this is my why.
With her why in mind, Brown continually works to make the most out of every situation and be the best version of herself she can be, for herself and everyone around her. For IU Sports Media, I'm Amanda Foster.